We think deeply about what kind of experience we want to create and then create technologies that enable that experience. A few miles from here in Stanford Shopping Center, we've had this small 1,100 square foot store. They've recently been serving 2,000 per day in this space. We replaced it with this store. They do retail like no one else. The biggest change to iOS since the original iPhone.
With its edge-to-edge design and precise typography, and when you swipe into the home screen, you get these gorgeous animations as these icons come in. The device responds to the motion of your hand with a parallax effect, a semi-transparent layer with these handy controls so you can turn on airplane mode, access your music, even turn on a flashlight. You can pull down from the top and now from anywhere, including the lock screen, and it's incredibly handy. You can find out where you next need to go on your home screen. You can pull down and search for whatever it is you're looking for. And if you double click on the home button, you're taken into multitasking where all your apps are kept up to date. Safari in iOS 7 is fantastic. We have the new tab view. Just tap in the lower right of the screen. You get an overview of all your tabs.
Searching on Twitter. Okay, here are some tweets.
Siri can now draw on information from Wikipedia, inline web search, and great photo search as well. When you receive a call, you may hear something like this. Or this. Or this. Or this. Or my favorite. You can easily swipe between your different cameras, like your video camera. You can tap in the lower right and get access to live photo effects. I can actually get my photos automatically grouped by moments based on the location and time when they were taken. And you can just hold down your finger and scrub and find a particular photo and bring it forward. Tap in the lower left, bring up the share sheet. For anyone who has their phone on nearby, they'll appear in AirDrop. You can just tap on each person you want to share with, and via high-speed P2P Wi-Fi, you're securely sharing. Now in iOS 7, we also have iTunes Radio.
iOS devices aren't just great for consuming content. They're incredible for creating content. All 5 of these industry-leading apps free. With any new iOS device, we're going to replace the iPhone 5.
iPhone 5C. The entire back and sides are made from a single part. Custom cases specifically for the iPhone 5C. They're made of a soft feel silicone rubber, and you can combine them in really amazing combinations to create the exact look that you love. Steel reinforced structure. Dual purpose as part of the antenna system. The battery inside the iPhone 5C is slightly larger than the battery was in the iPhone 5 before it. In fact, it supports more LTE bands than any other smartphone in the world. It comes in 5 colors: blue, white, pink, yellow, and green. These gorgeous cases, there are 6 colors to choose from, are just $29 each. The 5S is the most forward-thinking phone we've ever created. Silver, gold, and a new space gray. A7 is 64-bit. This is the first ever in a phone of any kind. It has 64-bit kernel, libraries, and drivers. The A7 is up to twice as fast. CPU performance from the first iPhone to now the new iPhone 5S. It's increased 40 times. Half of that performance comes today with the iPhone 5S, and it's even more with graphics. It's increased 56 times since the original iPhone. Again, half of that coming today with the new iPhone 5S. It runs OpenGL ES version 3.0. It has a motion coprocessor. It continually measures the data coming from them without even having to wake up the A7 chip. We're updating our Core Motion API inside iOS 7 to read this data and provide it to applications. The camera system. It has a larger f2.2 aperture. Lets more light onto the sensor. We have a new sensor as well that has a 15% larger active area. Bigger pixels that make a better picture. Before you even take a picture, it's automatically setting white balance. It's automatically setting the exposure level to get the right brightness level. It's creating a dynamic local tone map around the image so it can get better highlights and shadows in the image. It's doing autofocus, matrix metering with 15 focus zones. Unbeknownst to you, it actually takes multiple photos. It instantly analyzes them in real time for which is the sharpest, and that's what you see on your screen. True Tone Flash. It actually has 2 LEDs, and in real time, it analyzes the scene and can present a color flash of over 1,000 color variations to give exactly the right color flash auto image stabilization. With a single press of the shutter, it takes multiple photos and is able to combine them for the right exposure level, but select the parts of the image that can be sharpest on that short exposure time. A fun new burst mode, 10 frames a second, for as long as you hold your finger on the shutter. When you go into the camera roll, it presents what it thinks might be your favorite shot out of all the shots. Slow-mo, like this. Touch ID. It reads your fingerprint at an incredibly detailed level. It's a touch capacitive sensor, 500 pixels per inch. You can turn your finger and don't have to worry about it because you can read it any orientation. The home button still has a tactile switch just like before, so it works the way you're used to. But it also now includes the Touch ID sensor. Touch ID has been built deeply into iOS 7. You can simply touch the home button to unlock your phone. The team's also figured out how to use it to make iTunes purchases. The 5C starts at just $99, the 5S at $199. We're also going to keep a model of the iPhone 4S, an 8GB configuration in the line. Many carriers will be offering that for free.